So this question comes on behalf of Netherton Community Group. Little or no progress has been made extending the Meltham Greenway to Netherton. This is despite the fact that Kirklees already have plans, surveys, have completed, one section of the land has been purchased, and most importantly, a large portion of the funds needed are already in place. The existing greenway is very well used by local residents, and the extended greenway is sure to attract more walkers, cyclists and tourists, improving public health and generating more footfall and income for local businesses. Kirklees have said we're working hard on plans to encourage more residents to walk and cycle for work and leisure beyond the coronavirus pandemic. The government wants to reduce the amount of people relying on public transport and cars, so has made £2 billion available to support projects such as cycling and walking routes via the Active Travel Fund. The extension plans have been on Kirklees' back burner for well over a decade, and more recently, a small group of volunteers have been working extremely hard behind the scenes to make this extension a reality. This is potentially now so close to getting over the line, it would be a tragedy if it didn't come to fruition. Has the council got a timetable for sorting out this section of Greenway?
Thanks very much for your question, Andrew. I'm slightly confused by the mention of £2 billion just for active travel. I think it's a broader pot of money. I wish that we did have £2 billion just for active travel. You'll know from reading our transport strategy that active travel and modal shift more broadly is a key part of our transport strategy here and across the whole region. You'll also see that Local Transport Plan version 4 is on the agenda for our meeting here today and mirrors many of the priorities, or mirrors all of the priorities that we've identified in our local transport strategy. The Meltham to Netherton Greenway is a fantastic asset. I mean, I walk along sections of it and I absolutely acknowledge that it isn't a complete route yet. There are complexities. It's been divided into phases and stages. Some of them are in ownership, which is more complex than others, as in private ownership, where there isn't an expressed wish to contribute to our active travel network by those landowners yet. But nonetheless, we have worked very hard to bring forward stages at every opportunity. And you've rightly identified that we won funding from Active Travel England last year. Within the last year, to complete the next stage of the Greenway. And I have worked and liaised with ward councillors, including yourself, on occasion, to keep you updated on the progress of those plans. In terms of, is there a date for the completion of the whole project? Absolutely not. This is an aspiration, and it takes time to deliver. And as I say, some sections are under complex private ownership, I think, including one section of the overall aspiration that's been filled in and has a shop in it where it goes under the viaduct there. So actual delivery is quite complex, but we are working towards it. And the more we deliver, the more the case is made for delivering the more complex stages. So I'm absolutely optimistic that it will be delivered in the fullness of time, but these things are complicated to deliver.
Supplementary, Councillor Cooper?
Yes. So, So the £2 billion of investment was announced by your government in May 2020. So it's real, it does exist, and it is that amount of money. So just kick off with that. It just seems with the timetable extending that that we don't have any sense of urgency with this, and it would be good to have outlined to myself, other councillors who've got an interest in the area, and the Netherton Community Group, when the land issues are likely to be carried out, or what work is going on and who's carrying out that work, because there is a real concern that it's not being grasped or dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, I can only reiterate what I said before, really. It is absolutely a priority. We are progressing stages of that route as fast as we can. I was perhaps mixed up by the £2 billion you were talking about. I thought you were referring to the £2 billion of integrated settlement that's been conferred upon West Yorkshire, including at £1.3 billion currently identified for transport projects, including active travel. So, funding is one aspect of the constraints to delivering schemes like this as quickly as we would like to, but it is by no means the only constraint, and land ownership, I think, will become a significant factor in that particular greenway, is a significant factor and will become a significant factor as we fill in the segments in between the more complex ownership stages. And but the more we do, the more the case is made for completing the whole route, and I am confident that that aspiration remains, and eventually it will be delivered.